Hello again, it's me down here in the corner. We are continuing our look at film scores today with our number 4 film on the American Film Institute list of best movie scores of all time. This one, Psycho, the original, directed by none other than Alfred Hitchcock, who had already won a bunch of awards by this time. Bernard Herrmann was commissioned to write the score for this. This was not his first film. The first film that Bernard Herrmann actually wrote music for did okay. It was called Citizen Kane, and it's ranked as the best movie ever made by almost every list in existence. So he's done all right. The unique thing about this particular score, he decided, because the budget for the film was so small, that he would only write for strings. So the initial recording of this, they were going to try and have a huge studio orchestra, but they didn't have a big enough studio to record in, and they only had, like a tenth of the budget they were used to working with. So he decided to score it for strings only. And it gives the feel of the movie really kind of strident and angular sound. I mean, it's a very disturbing story in and of itself, but Bernard Herrmann did win an Academy Award for Best Music Scoring of a Dramatic Picture, but not for this. This film won 0 awards for the score. Nobody liked it when it came out. It has stood the test of time, however. The film that he did win the Oscar for Best Picture, or Best Score, was called The Devil and Daniel Webster. That's worth a listen to if you want to get a little bit more into his music. He also worked with Orson Welles, who was the star of Citizen Kane, that other little movie. He worked with him on the War of the Worlds radio broadcast. He actually conducted the live orchestra for that. War of the Worlds, if you are unaware of it, they did this radio broadcast, a live radio broadcast with a live orchestra, and it was basically about Martians invading Earth, and so many people thought it was real that it caused a national panic, because it sounded like, a news broadcast, but it was just a made-up story. It's kind of funny. Back to Psycho. It's based on a book. The book came out in 1960, and it was written by a man named Robert Bloch. B-L-O-C-H. It was pretty well received, I'd say. It stood the test of time as one of the best horror movies ever made. They did do a remake in 1998 with Vince Vaughn, I think. And they used a lot of the original music, but the remake of the score was done by Danny Elfman. He's done lots of great music. Usually works with Tim Burton on all of his films. But yeah, Danny Elfman did this. When they remade the film, they redid it pretty much shot for shot. And it didn't translate so well. I wouldn't bother watching that one. One other little tidbit about Bernard Herrmann. When he was in college, he studied with none other than Percy Grainger, one of the best composers ever, from Australia. So let's take a quick listen to a little bit of this. It's got one of the greatest introductions at the beginning, and features a Subaru, apparently. So let's look at this. Thank you, Subaru. I wholeheartedly appreciate it. So this looks like the very beginning of the film. So this is only strings that you're hearing. So the takeaway from this is be very careful when you're taking a shower and be nice to your mother. Okay. Hope you liked that one. Again, another great film you should watch at some point in your life. I might suggest you wait until you're a little older. More to come next week.